Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's tropical update. Now, things have really escalated quickly since I did my video last night. The system here in the Florida Straits is really picking up right now, and we may actually see our first tropical storm here tonight. It's getting its act together really good, and I wouldn't be surprised if tonight it pulled the trigger on it. So let's take a look at this advisory, this newest advisory, anyways, of this Invest 90L. A trough of low pressure over the Straits of Florida is producing a larger area of cloudiness and thunderstorms. Environmental conditions are expected to become conducive for development, and this system is likely to become a tropical or subtropical storm late Friday or Saturday, when it is located near the northwest Bahamas. The system is then forecast to move generally northeastward over the western Atlantic early next week. Regardless of development, the disturbance has the potential to bring heavy rainfall to portions of the Florida Keys, southeast Florida, and the Bahamas through Saturday. Tropical storm force winds gusts are also possible in the Florida Keys, southwest Florida, and the Bahamas during the next day or two. Hazardous marine conditions are also expected along the Florida East Coast and in the Bahamas, where gale warnings are in effect. See products from your local weather office and high sea forecast for more details. An Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter aircraft is scheduled to investigate this system tomorrow if necessary. The next special tropical weather outlook of this system will be issued by 9 p.m. tonight Eastern Daylight Time, or earlier if necessary. Formation chances through 48 hours are high 70%. Formation chances through 5 days high 80%. Alright, let's take a look at visible satellite imagery. As you can see, it's really starting to come to its own here. We finally got a circulation center right around here that's trying to close off. Now, I think if there wasn't the wind shear here, this would have already been closed off, and it probably would have been a tropical storm by now. But the wind shear is kind of slowing it down a little bit, not enough, but a little bit. But as this low is forming, that's going to help push the wind shear away, actually, so it'll have a chance to strengthen. As it goes like this, the models are trending more west with this, and I'll show you that here in a few moments. But as you can see, the convection is starting to blow up a little bit, so we'll see what happens with this. It says the tropical storm is gonna develop late Friday into Saturday. I think it's gonna be earlier than that. So, I mean, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see, what happens. Alright, so here's what I have here for models. I have three different runs of the GFS up right now. And then we got some ECMWF, CMC, and the Icon models that we're going to look over. So let's get started with that. Alright, well, this is the 0C run for today, which was midnight last night. As you can see, the storm was right here, northwest of Nassau, or northeast, excuse me, of Nassau. As you can see, that's a 1,007 millibars. That's a borderline tropical storm, a tropical depression at least. Let's take a look at the 6C run. As you can see, with the 6C run, the GFS took it a little bit north than where it was on the 0Z run, with a 1,004 millibars, which is definitely a tropical storm. About 50 mile per hour winds. Now let's take a look at what the GFS for this latest run is, the 12Z run. Look at that. Let's take a right there. See how far west it moved? That's easily 70 miles, maybe 80. of where it last was at. Now, this is where it gets weird because each model run, it tends to wane left or right, left or right. But most of the trends are showing it more left than it is right. So Florida is going to see a lot more impacts from the storm than people think that it will happen. But again, time will tell. And we're going to move all three of these models out 2 more days because of well, not well, the 120 hours. We'll just say that 40. Yeah, 120 hours right there. As you can see, it has 995 millibars for this run, the 12 a.m. 0Z run. And that is, it's trying to put it up there to a hurricane. It's definitely trying to go up there to a hurricane. Alright, let's take a look at the Zixi run for the 19th. 986. Now, it's really starting to get up there now. This is definitely a hurricane. 986. I would say that's about 80 mile per hour right there, with gust up to 100. Now let's take a look at the 12Z run for the 19th. Oh, gotta go back one. See, it's a little more west than what the 6Z run had, but it's down a millibar. Still a hurricane though, but it's up a millibar. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, this this storm is interesting to say the least because it's not often that we see a May hurricane, but this may be the case this time. So there's a few more models I want to go over. I want to look at the ECMW F here real quick. Once again, I have it set on May 16th, and this is definitely not agreeing with what the GFS is doing. This is about 120 miles away from what the GFS is wanting to do in week or two. So let's go out to the 19th real quick. Yeah, the ECMWF is not wanting to do very much with this storm. Keep it like a tropical depression or a low-grade tropical storm. This is the Euro has not been on the ball with this system at all since the very start. So I wouldn't take this model at face value. But some people like the Euro, some people like GFS, so it's just preference. Let's look at the CMC, which is the Canadian model. This is the 16th again. That's where I had it. And you can see right here, this is where it's starting to spin up right here, right between the coast, which is very interesting, to say the least, because, that's so close to land that it wouldn't strengthen as much as what the GFS is going to do. But we'll find out. We'll go to the 19th on this one as well. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah, let's go to the 19th. The CMC has it really close to the coast as well, but it has 1,003 millibars, which is it's a tropical storm, but it's a very weak tropical storm. The isotherms are not tightly wrapped around each other. Alright, and here's the last model, the Icon. This is also on the 16th. As you can see, it's trying to get its act together right here. It doesn't look like much, but let's go out into the future and see what happens with this. It tries to get its act together, like right in here, which is nowhere near the European or the GFS. I mean, we can only hope this is what pans out, but I just don't think that's what's going to happen. Let's go out to the 19th. As you see, it just meanders and just slowly, very slowly drifts off to the northeast. And this is in the 19th. It's at 1,006 millibars, and that's a tropical depression at the very least. Maybe 40-mile-per-hour tropical storm. And here, let me see if there's any spaghetti plots open on this, and then we'll finish it off. Oh, there is a couple of them. Let's look at them. Yeah, some of the models want to take it right into Florida, which is interesting to say the very least. There's half out, half on for this model run. But as you can tell, the trends are definitely going west. It's definitely going west. Let's take a look at the other one here real quick. This one is a little more interesting because it keeps almost all of them but one off the coastline. And it gets up to 993 millibars, which is pretty strong for this time of year. Alright, with that, I want to thank you guys for stopping by and watching this video. I will definitely have another video later this evening, and we'll go over more details. Alright, thank you, and have a nice day.